Hello, everyone. I'm Sri Koratala from the product management team. Welcome to this session on Unified Experience Platform. Let me share where we are headed. We want to continue to deliver on our operational flexibility and capabilities, but not do that through multiple consoles. Here are the core pillars of the Unified Experience Platform vision, starting with a unified identity layer and role-based access controls for simplifying administration. Z Identity will be embedded as a common service, providing the unified administration for admins and end users. It will allow for streamlining identity and entitlement management. Granular role-based access controls will allow to distribute operations further into the organization and across organizations, with predefined personas to simplify delegation of administration. A common policy framework across all the products in a single console to manage policy configuration across various products, bringing together internet access, SaaS application security, and private application security policy management. Going forward, all the other products in Zscaler will be part of this platform as well. Shared applications, location definitions, network criteria that will be introduced over time will further help unify policy. Streamlining experiences such as onboarding processes and workflows will drive simplification and automation in the platform. For example, onboarding for internet access security or onboarding SaaS or private applications or setting up traffic forwarding. Unified analytics will bring together insights from both internet access and private access together into a single console, along with digital experience and all of the other new security products that we're building. Complementing all of this will be a lot more interactive experiences, leveraging GenAI and copilots, starting with copilots for digital experience and expanding to security configuration over time. Integrations, a single hub for all technology partner integrations. Many tech partners have multiple integrations which have to be repeated across various products. A single place will enable all the relevant permissions, will help with simplifying integrations both for inbound and outbound partners. On this journey, we are starting first by bringing together Zscaler for internet access, private access, digital experience, and client connector administration, all into a single console experience with ZID as an embedded service. This is the new experience going forward. Aligning this vision with usability per persona. Part of the vision is to align administrative roles to real-life customer personas. For what this means is we have categorized all the management of our core offerings of internet access, private access, and digital experience under a new information architecture to align these goals. We will be catering to multiple personas from C-level to practitioners. Here are the roles that are being prioritized in these initial releases across cybersecurity, infrastructure owner, data protection, and digital experience. App owner is a new concept that we want to evolve towards. In subsequent releases, we plan to have these predefined roles with granular customization to map to the real-world responsibilities. Let me do a few demos walking through the product. Starting with information architecture. This is the new layout of the product. At the top navigation menu, you will see analytics, administration, policies, network infrastructure, and logs. For analytics are arranged in 7 different sections based on personas. In release 1.0, we have networking analytics, where we will show exec insights at the top level insights across internet and private access, showing information across the data centers, app connectors, and device stats around user devices, device distribution, devices discovered, top locations, sending traffic to Zscaler. Digital experience brings forward certain overall org level insights along with overview of network, DNS, last mile ISPs, and some other insights on application performance, what is impacting your user experience, and so on. Similarly, cybersecurity, showing data at the top level. We have a whole new way of presenting sandbox information, SSL inspection, and other data. Let me go through the navigation menu. On the administration, it is now exclusively about core account management. We have taken away all policy management and kept it mostly to account management. Here you see the org information, subscriptions, admin management. Role-based access control is where you find roles across all the systems, identity, entitlements, etc. In policies, we have arranged policies based on personas in terms of to improve usability. And this is something you'll find throughout the UI where elements have been arranged in an intuitive manner. While the navigation is new, you will find the individual screens familiar. Policies are arranged into several different categories aligned to personas that we talked about earlier. Policies are also called out for internet and SaaS applications, private applications. Clientless is a new term that we have introduced to capture PRA and browser-based access. Similarly, for cybersecurity, you will find all of your inline, CASB, all in one place. Data protection shows all of the different channels through which you can configure data protection. And wherever possible, we have pulled together the policies and the policy objects. Common config resources that are across multiple policies are grouped under this last common config and resources such as SaaS application tenants or SSL inspection. Networking is where you would configure your infrastructure management across internet, SaaS, private infrastructure, client connector. And for client connector or mobile administration, the traffic config can be seen here in this section of client connector, while posture for the client connector can be found in policy. With this overview, let me now move to the next demo, where we talk about SaaS application policy and private application policy, how it can all be handled in the same console. The scenario here is this. Say there is a cybersecurity admin and a marketing manager has approached the cybersecurity admin with a very strict deadline that they want to send over conference material via Dropbox, and they don't have permissions to upload content to Dropbox. At the same time, they're also requesting for a private application where the demo console repo exists, and that's also required for conference. This new horizontal experience platform, we can now solve for this use case all in the same console. We just walk through the information architecture. Here, you can find policies all together. So as this use case requires, as we can see under access control, we have internet and SaaS security. And the SaaS application control policy can be found right here. The use case here is for file sharing. Right now, Dropbox has uploading blocked. We can go ahead and add a new rule for file sharing. We take a new rule with rule order 1 and giving it an appropriate name for allowing Dropbox upload with read-write permissions. Again, selecting Dropbox as a file sharing cloud application here. And this is for the marketing team. So we select one marketing group. Given this is related to a specific event, we can set certain time for rule expiration. And here are the default actions of allowing for uploading. Now, as you can see, there is a new rule for file sharing where Dropbox upload is allowed. Now, in the same console, we can also find private application policies. So we can move to the next phase of applying the private application policy. The private app segment is existing, the resource is there. So now let's go ahead and create a new rule that allows the marketing group temporary access to this private application. So we give it a name where we're enabling the demo for conference for a limited time to marketing. In the policy, we can add criteria where we select the app segment and the specific group. Again, here is marketing, and save the rule. So now, as you can see, we now have created both SaaS application policy and private application data protection policy all in the same console. Finally, let's move on to the next demo where we're onboarding a new customer for internet access security. Here, we have designed a flow where a brand new customer can be set up for internet access security proof of value in 3 steps, starting with setting up of users, where you can onboard your users to secure them quickly and effectively, and then setting up traffic forwarding, and finally setting up policies. So we will start with initiating the setup. Here you can either add users, upload a file, a CSV with a list of users, or connect to an IDP. Let's say we pick Okta and we go to the next step. We fetch this data, the certificates, and move forward to generate the token and finish setting up the users. Then we move to the next step of configuring traffic forwarding to allow Zscaler policies and security controls to take effect. In this process, first we start securing the organization. We start by answering a few simple questions where we are putting forward some of the best practices. You ask certain simple questions, whether there's an VPN configured or not. If yes, provide that information. Select the users who should be receiving the client-connected distribution. And then it generates an email allowing the users to download and install the client-connected application. Once you finish this step, as you can see, users are configured, traffic forwarding is set up, and now we have the final step of setting up policies. Here, we have designed a set of controls so that from a best practice perspective, it'll enable to get started with securing internet access for the organization. The security controls are grouped into 4 settings, 4 groups, if you will: URL filtering, SSL inspection, cyber threat protection, and data protection. Here we have pre-populated the best practice recommendations with some flexibility. If someone wants to move certain categories, as an example, I'm dragging and dropping this drugs category to isolate, and then you can move to the next. SSL inspection is enabled by default. We have grouped cyber threat protection, default recommended settings all in one place. You move to the next, setting up data protection controls, where by default we have enabled visibility and classification, a few privacy-related settings, and a couple of miscellaneous items in terms of countries chosen to be blocked, and you can customize by uploading the company logo. There's an opportunity to review the summary of the policies and then go ahead and activate. At the end of this activation, the organization should be up and running to proof of value for internet access security. With that demo, that concludes the 3 demos. Again, to recap, the product will be available towards end of the quarter. We are actively seeking early testers. And so please do reach out for any questions or follow-ups. Thank you very much.